has a piercing voice. I'm singing in the rain. I'm singing in the rain because it's the music section of NAKEN. So we're here, we're waiting for SAMSAYA. It's raining, water is life. Water is not life for the camera though, but we're waiting for that sexy car of hers to come here. Please ignore my polka dot umbrella. I hate polka dots, let's not talk about it. But yeah, we're waiting in the rain. Now, SAMSAYA is coming with a car. Excited! My eyes don't lie. My nana don't lie. There she is. There is the red vintage Volvo, honey. Yes! Hi!
I'm so happy we can do this. I'm really excited.
Yeah, are we gonna dance in the rain?
We're probably gonna do it. It's probably gonna become a whole Bollywood number.
Oh, yes!
I'm not sure, but maybe. Just because every time you try to, think too much about a thing.
Do we look cute? Do you want to take a photo of us being cute? Well, SAMSAYA, babes. I love this installation shrine that you've made.
Yeah,
with the roses and the incense.
Well, I love being able to talk creative with someone who's creative.
Yeah, well,
and I think that needs a special place.
Yeah.
So we're in the middle of the city of Oslo City, and any place in the world can be very spiritual and calming if you take time to make it so. So that's what I wanted to do with you right now.
Thank you. It's creating a sacred space. I think that's super important. I feel like probably you have that in your home. And like your bedroom, like creating sacred spaces from the crazy world.
I think I've been doing that for a while. Definitely, I think music has been that for me as well.
Yeah.
So now I've just thought that everything around me should be like that. So even my hair, everything should just remind me of this safe space to create, basically.
See that movie now?
Yeah, you have to see that movie because to me it's a glorification of a certain culture of India, which is beautiful, of course, but we have a lot of things.
But it's one part.
Exactly, and we have a lot of things to work with, and work on, and figure out, and what we perceive as a people. I mean, like commercially in India or in a big scale, what is beauty? Beauty is marked as like how light-skinned you are. All these things that are like, why are we doing this? We have this great culture. We're diverse, amazing. Indians don't look alike. If you look at Indians, they're like they could look like all these different people in one people. Like, this is amazing.
But then there's like in a white Western world, the stereotypes of what an Indian is supposed to look like.
Which I think is a commercialization and a capitalistic way of looking upon things and how we should act. And also our beauty principles are what a woman should do, should not do, what is right for her to do, what is respected. All of these matters.
How she should maintain herself.
Exactly.
Like to fit beauty standards, whether they're like in a white society, predominantly white society, or in India, because I feel like there's a little bit like different beauty standards everywhere.
Absolutely.
But beauty standards is a huge thing pushed onto women and femme people, like femme identified people. But yeah, I guess so I just want to get back to the meaning of Naina. And I'm saying it right?
Yeah, I kind of love the way people are saying, because everybody's saying it a little different. I love that.
I got this Australian twist to it.
But it's great.
But teach me if I'm not doing it.
So in Hindi, it's Nana.
Nana. Like this? Nana. With the
Nana. Yeah. Like you bring it up in the nose and
Nana.
Yeah.
sweet.
Great,
Men, I don't lie.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you. Because I kept asking people, but I don't feel like I...
No, and that's what I love with language, though. I am a super fan of people putting their twang to everything, to clothes, to everything. So I am having a hard time telling people this is the way it should. Because I remember as a kid, when speaking Hindi, I thought it was great that I was able to communicate to someone, and it's nice that someone wants to correct that sometimes, or at least if they are doing it in a caring way. But sometimes I feel it's also by, pushing you out from something and saying you can't talk like this, or you can't wear that, or you can't do this. So I'm a little... in that sense, I really love the way people are making it their own. It's really sad. It's sad.
It's crazy that people are boxed into their impressions of what life is meant to look like. Yeah. And that they're so conditioned to think this way and can't think for themselves. How do you want to be? Exactly. How do you want to live your life? And that's, I guess, what you're doing, right? Yeah. And that's what they're asking. Why are you the way that you are?
Exactly.
Because
so instead of trying
I'm doing me.
Yeah. So just keeping to that center and to that point, that's where Nana comes from. Because in Nana, I feel it's a come clean song.
Okay, cool.
In many ways, because now I'm not just talking about what about those small matters at that time when I was younger, but now I'm kind of talking about deeper stuff that I feel like I don't really know why we act the way we act. Like, I'm not sure, but I know this, that there's like I'm going into the details of why I'm reacting on what I'm reacting on, and I understand that my culture is not just something that I'm born into or the way I look. It's also deeper. And then I noticed that I have some personality or things about me that make me do certain things that I might not even recognize. And I wanted to go deeper into that.
And you think that's
it's culture? It's a bit, it's definitely culture related. It's definitely, I feel that what we glorify isn't that great to glorify. I mean, I want to be proud of my culture, but I don't think it's the most important thing in the world. I think humans are important.
Yeah.
I think the culture we're creating now is important.
Yeah.
I think it's important to respect what's been and see the roots.
Yeah.
But it's also important to be open to what we are right now and everything living.
Okay, when you start singing in Hindi in the song, I literally die.
Oh.
Like, all of the hairs on my body prick up. I get goosebumps all over my body. And the emotion that comes out of your voice when you sing in Hindi, I several times, like, almost crying, like on the verge of tears. I don't know if that's weird to say.
No,
but
I think it's
just
so beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're saying that. Started basically. Now it's in the end of the song, but that's how it started because I was in the studio with Swani, DJ Swani, and Ole Torius, who have produced the song together with me, and we were in the studio, and he started playing the synth part. That's like, the beautiful synth going on. It's like this got this, and it had all that Indian, or it had a lot of melodrama in it already. Yeah. When he was playing that, and Swani made this really interesting beat that was like also had like boom. It had something like Indian too to it, but it wasn't like this distinct thing or nothing. But I was like, I'm feeling something. So, and this is a thing that I want my music to do all the time now, and not have to think too much, but to feel on the track. Not thinking about if it's right English, wrong English, whatever. So I was like, I'm feeling something, so I need to sing. And they're like, yeah, we put the mic on and let's just do this. And then I started singing, and I went over in Hindi, and I did that part, and I hadn't written anything down. I just did that part, and Sonia was like, I really love that part.
Yeah.
What were you singing? It's like, and I was a little nervous that what was I singing, because I felt for a second, is this gibberish, or am I saying something important here? But here's the thing with me that I think is really interesting. Sometimes melodies, it's become interesting to me now because I've just learned, kind of getting used to seeing it from the outside when people ask me how do you write lyrics, and I always do it with the melody and the words at the same time. So I knew exactly what I wanted to say because I was feeling it so badly. I was
Yeah.
talking about that
You channeled
cannot
it.
blame anyone for being in love. You cannot blame something so pure and so childish as pure, honest love. And I think that love is what passion is. And passion and love is, we're taught from a very young age, I feel, by society. It doesn't have to be that you're Indian at all. I think basically society is telling us all the time that lust and passion is a very bad thing. It should be controlled. It's dirty. It's
Especially
not right.
if you're a woman.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guilt and shame. Well,
Guilt,
religion
shame, and
in
it's
general.
age-based. You can have lust and desire when you're a teenager, but you can definitely not have it as a woman, or even if you become a mother. Then those things are something behind you. And religious. It's just
religious beliefs try to build shame and guilt inside you, and you carry that. I feel like a lot of people go through life oppressing themselves because of conditioned like shame and guilt. I really agree. It is like that part is also kind of, because it's so pure, it gives kind of space for meditation. I mean, I'm not saying that I've meditated to it, but I've danced to it, and like I've danced to the whole song, but like especially in that part, it's like the best part to close your eyes and trance out and just completely just feel. It's really nice.
I'm so happy to hear that.
So the translation is pretty much talking about
it's about
love.
Because the direct translation I've actually written on my webpage, samsaya.com. Yeah, you can go in there and read, because I love to leave something for people to put in the song. Yeah. But it's great if they want to, like you did with Nana, you wanted to know how to pronounce it. And if you are feeling that part and want to figure out basically what I'm saying, I've written word by word, translated it, and it's just my talk. And basically, it's also how I feel when it's great music. And how it is, and it's like it's open, it's not owned by anyone. I can't imagine trying to own it, and I think it's sad sometimes how we in society have decided how we reward ourselves, because it's like we put price on things, and it's really hard because then we try to put price on everything, and I wish there was some way we could get out of that. And I think the best way for me, I've found with time, is to go deeper in what I'm doing.
I don't know either.
Because I think a lot of my things are still very constant. They have not disappeared. Nothing's really changed. I'm shocked.
I mean,
time is moving very slow in that sense. I feel like people are asking me a lot of the same questions. Before, my parents expected these things from me. Now I feel the media expect these things from me. And then I'm thinking about...
What did your parents expect from you?
You know, like growing up. Just grow up. Be grown up.
Just grow the fuck up.
Grow up, get a job, get a real job.
That grown-ups are meant to do, right?
Like, and that's okay, because in that, I mean, that okay is like, people think, okay, that's earning money, but I'm like more into, there's so many questions we should ask ourselves, or I felt comfortable asking myself all the time, like, is this okay? Am I feeling good now? What's the most important thing for me in my life? What is making me happy? Do I feel good right now? Is this how I want to be with these people? Is this a good conversation? Like all these questions that I feel like we don't talk about. What I feel that we do talk about is like, how much do you earn? Like, what does your husband do? Or like, if you didn't have a husband, why don't you have a husband? Why are you single? And now that I don't have a child or kids, like, why don't you have kids? Are you crazy? Don't you want to have kids? You're going to lose your chance of having babies. All this constant focus.
Often people at the moment are getting really annoyed by pronouns and how they automatically, like, you are automatically put into a category of gender. And then when you're put into a category of gender, you also have these gender roles put on top of you. And like we talked about earlier, with the gender roles come like beauty standards and expectations and all of this other bullshit. And it's just bullshit and illusions and conditioning and expectations stacked on top of each other, and it's heavy and boring.
And it's great to be able to at least have the chance to learn this, and that my whole and this is why I feel so young in it. I know nothing. Like, I know
all children.
Exactly. That we know so little, and I think that's the most exciting things about life, that it's like, that's why I feel like I still can see beauty, because it's, to me, it's like still so unexplained. It is still so new. It is still so, like, you just taught me something that I had not, I probably read it but not understood it completely. Now you're teaching me something great new that
Awesome. I
but
don't know. Norwegians are like so weird about it. It's so weird.
Yeah,
But
but
they're like,
yeah,
what do you even mean by that?
Yeah.
And like, why?
yeah.
But
Yeah, but being able to have conversations, this is what I think Mickey Blanco does so greatly. And you're doing now, opening these conversations. This is what we need to be talking about a bit more, instead of talking about how white can we get, or how thin can I get, or how much more smart in a book form can I get, when the world is telling us that a lot of books are all wrong right now. Because they were written with the wrong point of view, like wrong direction or wrong information, like
not
altogether.
a wrong point of view, maybe, but maybe one person or one like group from this stupid hierarchy that made these rules. It's one perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't.
And
that
also,
kind of pisses on everyone else. You know.
Also with a lot of wrong information. So definitely kind of confusing and hard to believe in those
damaging
books. Yeah, and that type of education. When you come and tell me this is what you're educated in, I sometimes don't feel like that tells me anything about a person, except for maybe some very okay, you might have a lot of wrong information about a lot of things in life. If you are if that's the only thing that matters to you, and if you feel like, oh, I'm so done with life now, I realize I know so much, then I feel like, there's some information is missing, or they might want to go and explore.
Well, I mean, they're trying to shape everyone into their mold of what they think we should be.